So maybe you can relate to me when I say that I didn't really try in school and I would not really be taking the extracurricular activities, not going on field trips, and overall not just paying attention. And I never thought reading would have this much of an impact on me as much as it has, especially in my life today. And this is when I started my reading journey, which was at 18. I'm now currently 23. And it started off as something I just wanted to try, but now it's changing how I think and how I move and ultimately how I see the world. And if you're someone trying to grow mentally, financially, and spiritually, reading might be one of the most underrated tools out there. I didn't grow up a big reader, but once I hit a point where I wanted more out of life, more clarity, more discipline, etc., I knew I had to start feeding my mind something different. Scrolling just wasn't doing, and I'm like scrolling wasn't doing it, and I'm pretty sure that you know what I mean by scrolling, the doom scrolling on the YouTube shorts or on TikTok, right? Podcasts were cool, but I needed depth. So I started to pick up a few books, and bro, I haven't been the same since. And here are three or more like two books that have really changed the way that I view myself and then also others and then also how I operate. And number one would be the 48 Laws of Power. This one has opened my eyes again to how people think and how power works and how to have more intentional actions within my life, if that makes sense, right? Moving with intention. And I think that this one is a really good book for number one, it teaches you how to counteract some of the manipulative tactics that people may do or try to do to you, but also how to actually move within life to move up a corporate ladder or move up inside a job. And I actually used this book to get a manager position. And at this time, this was a manager position at Walmart, but still, I would be using this book to help me get up there. And I would be talking to people. I would not be speaking ill of anybody, and I would be asking around a bunch. And even at a point in time, I was such a big reader that I would use like this app called Short Form, and it would just basically dumb down a lot of the books into just a summary format to help me save time and actually get more knowledge and bang for my buck. I think it was like $25 a month, but I would also be reading this book and then applying it at my job. And again, that helped me get the manager position and it really moved mountains for me. And even the company gave me a book to read about Sam Walton, who was the founder of Walmart, and like how to move as a manager, right? And the second book that I really think is very important is The Male Advantage by First Man. First Man is a YouTuber, and he helps men with personal development. And this one hits different, right? Because it reminds me that life isn't a race, and that men grow into their value over time. That discipline now leads to freedom later, and that has changed how I look at patience, progress, and my future self. And again, a little bit about male advantage. It talks about how your early 18s, like your teens, like 18 to 30, in that gap is where you need to be growing and building up for a male peak at 30. So if you're doing everything right at 18 to 19 to 20 and then so on to 30, then you should be able to experience a male peak at 30, meaning you were in the best shape of your life. Maybe you're making the most money that you've ever made. And then also you have a lot of life experience. And those three are a powerhouse, right? Especially if you start now at 18, right? And I know somebody here is watching who's 17 and like if you start now, you go to the gym now, you read now. And this is something that has helped me, right? At 18, I started doing these things, going to the gym, reading, trying to figure out, trying to start another YouTube channel that I had before this, starting a Patreon, trying to do these certain things, right? If you start now, then at 30, imagine where you'll be. That's 13 years of complete building yourself and hopefully progress, right? And again, these two books have helped me the most. And then, of course, I've read financial literacy books that showed me how, like, the power of money and that money is a tool, like Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think there's like the cash flow quadrant that I've read, and there's also a few that I'm working on now, right? And I think it's so important to start learning this stuff early, right? Understanding assets, budgeting, and how the system plays the game, right? And again, it's not just the knowledge, it's the mindset shift that this has like given me. Reading taught me to slow down, to think deeper, to stop reacting emotionally and start moving with intention. The more I read, the more I respect myself and respect others because now I'm not just living off whatever, right? Going through the motions, the vibes of the day, right? I'm building a foundation. And I think that if you're trying to level up, read and not for clout, right? Not to sound smart. Read to reprogram your thinking, how you move, because how you think is how you're eventually going to act. And then your actions are going to lead to consequences, and consequences can be either good or bad, right? And the right book at the right time, I believe, can be more powerful than any video or any podcast, right? This has given me time to reflect, and it may give you time to reflect, right? It makes your thoughts more clear, your goals sharper, and you can choose however many pages a day you want to read. You can read a whole book in a day if you want to. You can do 10 pages a day. It doesn't matter, right? All that matters is to start taking the initiative and start moving, right? Get the ball rolling. I don't care if you just read a page, right? Something. And again, something that I've really noticed is that the journey isn't about perfection, but it's about progression. And for me, reading has been one of the biggest tools in my toolbox. And if you're not sure where to start, start with a book, just one. And maybe you'll see what it does to your mind. But hey, this is just a short video. I hope that you got some good info out of it. And hey, as always, I'm out, man. Deuces.